Hey guys, it's Tara Wagner from theorganicsister.com and here through another installment of Be Kind, Be Organic Q&A video series, helping you grow through your personal challenges. I want to answer a couple questions today, so I'm going to look real fast. The first one is, how do I keep my spirits up in the face of extreme jealousy? I ride Western Morgan horses very well and the competition seems upset. Nothing physical, just mental games. There's a couple aspects here, because number one, I think the biggest thing that we get to remember is that we do not get to judge where someone else is. So even saying that someone else is jealous, unless they tell us, I am jealous of you, if we're assuming that it's jealousy that we're interpreting, that we're seeing, we're judging them, right? If we're making that assumption, it's a judgment on them, and maybe it is jealousy. Maybe it's something else. Maybe that jealousy has something to do with you, but ultimately what we get to understand is that anytime someone else is experiencing a negative emotion, right? We talked about in the last video before on either being in love or being in fear. If they are not in love, they are in fear. So if they are dealing with a negative emotion, number one, we do not get to judge them for it, because we're human. We get right there too. Maybe our fears manifest in other ways. Maybe it's not jealousy, maybe it's anger, maybe it's impatience, but we just get to give them some love and some compassion for where they are, but without any judgment. We don't get to try to fix them. Unless they ask for our support, it's not our job. Our job is to be loving and compassionate of somebody. The other aspect of that, though, is protecting yourself from someone else's actions. You know, if it is something that is affecting you, if you feel those negative feelings, right? If you are not in love with the situation, then you get to examine your own fears and you get to decide what it is that you can do to meet your needs. If you're wrapped up in someone else's pain, if someone else's pain is offering you an opportunity and you're taking it to be affected by it, if you're affected by whatever they're going through, then you get to ask yourself, what do I really need right now to not be affected by this? Because ultimately, we are accountable for how we feel just as much as they're accountable for how they feel. Their jealousy has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with their own fears, their own beliefs. That's not our job. We don't get to understand that unless they invite us to understand that. We get to offer our love and compassion, and then we get to ask ourselves, okay, what am I accountable for here? If they're accountable for their feelings, I'm accountable for these feelings that they're triggering inside me right now. So if I'm feeling these feelings, what can I do to meet my own needs in this place? You know, maybe it's a matter of finding some new people to practice with, finding some friends to support you, to come with you. Shifting your perspective, focusing on something else, finding a different place to practice. I don't know all of the details, but your job is to ask yourself, what do I need right now? And how can I meet that need? And then go into the situation with your focus on your own feelings, taking accountability for them, and giving the other person compassion and allowing them to have their experience, and just protecting yourself and meeting your own needs. And that's really what it's going to come down to. The other question is sort of similar in the aspect of we're talking about other people again. How do you deal with people who ask you, no, really, what do you do for a living? Too many people in my circle view my creating jewelry as a hobby and don't get that I actually make a living at it. I love that. I absolutely love that you do something that is so amazing to you that other people cannot understand that you don't work, right? Because to them, work is a horrible thing. It's something that you have to do. It's certainly not something that you get to enjoy. So the fact that you enjoy what you do, the fact that you make a living doing what you enjoy, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I would say in those instances to light up the world with that. To take what you love and the understanding that you have that you can do something you love for a living, and take that into the world and share that with people. Tell them, I am so incredibly blessed because I made the choice to do something that I love every single day. And I made the choices to make this successful, and I did X, Y, and Z because this is what matters to me, and I'm so amazed by it. Just take that light that you have, take that joy, take that understanding, take that truth, take that wisdom, take that inspiration and inspire people with it, because you are doing something that is so mind-boggling to people. Share it so that they can understand that it can be a possibility in their life too. Because that's really what it's about. It's about taking what we know out into the world and sharing it with other people and hoping that it might be their truth too. Hoping that we can inspire them, hoping that we can help them to create amazing things too. You know, give them so much love and compassion. Again, we're always going to be giving people our love and compassion, but take that light, take that amazing inspiration that you have, take it into the world and share it with them, because obviously, if they're surprised that you can make a living doing something you love, obviously they need the inspiration. So share that with them, most definitely. Okay, so the last question I'm going to read here, it says, I'm a nice person and I really don't know why my life is so unsatisfying to me. Yes, I'm in counseling, but it lasts about a day and then it goes back to the old mess of my life. In a nutshell, no job, no recent fulfilling jobs, no motivation. My partner is also in a funk. And then it ends with, boo-hoo for me. I know there are 1 million or more like me out there. And you know what, honey? There is nobody like you out there. And maybe it's that idea that you are not good enough, that you're not special, that you're not unique and amazing in your own way, that's keeping you in a funk. Maybe this idea that I have no right to complain. Maybe this idea that I have no right to feel unsatisfied. Maybe this idea that I have no right to want more, to crave more, to deserve more, to create more. Maybe it's that idea that you really get to start with and examine. Because that idea right there, that boo-hoo, I don't get to feel the pain that I'm feeling. You know, yeah, maybe your pain is not as severe as other people's pains. But does that mean you should ignore it? You know, if it's a gunshot wound to the chest or a gash on the leg, why would you ignore the gash on the leg because someone else has a gunshot wound to the chest? Both of them need attention. Both of them are going to drain you of life. So examine that. Examine that idea that I don't deserve to want more. I don't deserve to feel what I'm feeling right now. I need to just shut up and mind my own business, or stick my head in the sand, or not complain because nobody wants to hear me. Honey, people want to hear you. And as soon as you get rid of that idea that there's 1 million more like you and you are nothing special, as soon as you get rid of that, then you can start finding your way out of the funk. Because you have to tap into your own organic wisdom. You have to love yourself before you can love your life. So if you want to stop experiencing an unsatisfying life, then you first get to examine the thoughts or the ideas that are telling you that you are an unsatisfying person. Because it's not true, babe. It's just not. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that this has brought some clarity to you, that it's given you some inspiration, some ideas to take into your life. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below, and I will do my best to answer them. Thanks, guys.